Coach, looking at some of the drills you're running, first couple of days, noticed a new 2-ball security drill going through, the bags and some of the cutting things. What's the idea there?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's a deal to where you get familiar and comfortable carrying 2 balls. Normally you preach ball security on every play. It's harder to keep 2 balls in a secure position, you know what I mean? So it's just more is overemphasizing the ball security part of the deal, and just making sure they're getting used to holding the ball in both arms, and making sure as well that it's an emphasis on the day-to-day deal, because I mean that's the only thing we got to do is protect the football and the quarterback.
And I know, obviously, when you break the outside, you teach them to switch it to the outside arm, that kind of stuff. Is this important just to get them used to and more comfortable catching the ball with their offhand and securing it?
No doubt about it. I think you got to maximize every part of the body that you have while you're running the ball. You know what I mean? And the ball is always protected if it's on the outside. In your outside arm as you're running, the defender has to run through you, but it allows you to use your offhand to stiff arm, to lower your shoulder, to do other things, to bring another kind of a, dimension to what you're doing as you're running the football.
Talking to some of the running backs, I don't want to say they're slotted in, but they kind of realize, hey, these are our strengths, these are what this or that guy does well. How do you go about coaching guys on what they don't do well? Maybe getting a guy better catching the ball, or a guy making better cuts, things like that. What's that process like?
Well, I go in totally with the outlook of is whatever you're weak at, we got to work on. And not necessarily saying that he's. Obviously everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, and I think when you understand your weaknesses and you know what your weaknesses are, you can put a focus on maximizing what you need to work on a day-to-day basis.
Early days with this, looking at freshman Letty Brown, is he kind of in a spot where Alex Sinkfield was last year? Hey, here's a guy with some talented people in front of him, but we think he could be good, and we've got to see what he can bring us.
Well, he has a lot of potential. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's physically what you want. But I mean, it's time. You know what I mean? There's no jobs right now. You know what I mean? We got time to sort this deal out. I mean, we're fortunate to have 2 guys that have plenty of experience. We have a young guy, Alec, that, got tons of talent and ability to show flashes. And Letty coming in, and he's learning from them. He's around. He's soaking everything in. So I think we got a good, solid, competitive room, but it's no jobs, and we just out competing every day, helping each other along and making sure our bond is strong, because we're going to need everybody as we go into the season.
Not to single him out, but he seems like a guy that could really be in play with the new red shirt rule, and I'm sure you're really happy about having that rule in your back pocket.
Well, I'm sure everybody around the country is happy about that deal. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be totally up to what Coach want to do with that deal. I'm sure since that, that whole being able to play with still a red shirt, you get to see if the guys could basically, as freshmen, could hold on and maintain from week to week. You at least get 4 weeks out of that. But I'm sure Coach will make the right decision, and we'll go about it, doing it the right way. And special teams become big for everybody now,
And I know this isn't the primary focus, but one thing it seems like it might help in is keeping guys focused when they're practicing, and when they think they aren't going to play, that, hey, man, there's a chance at the end of the year there might be a couple of games out there for me.
Yeah, well, everybody's getting an equal amount of reps, so we'll see how it goes, but I mean, I appreciate those guys. They come to work every day and competing, and just coming to work and not letting the other things worry them, but focus on what they need to focus on, and that's a good foundation of a strong room.